I mean, if you have your organization has
Hmm.
saved 1,000 Christians in Pakistan over what time period?
Since 2010.
Okay, so in the last handful of years. I mean, that's
Yes.
hundreds a year, and those are just the ones you're able to save. We've
Yes.
got to presume that it's a multiple factor of the ones who are not saved that may not even ever pop up on your radar. So
That's right.
that sounds like business as usual in Islamic countries with regard to Christians.
Oh, definitely. And there's tremendous amounts of stories that have not been reported, and one of them that wasn't reported by the news. The only reason why I know this story is because from someone that was there.
Sure.
For example, I believe in Nigeria, the Muslims, they believe that if they drink the blood of the Christians, they have power, divine power. They believe that Allah will give them salvation if they kill a Christian. It gives them salvation.
Well, let me ask you, why is this stuff, do you think, not being reported here in the West?
That's a very good question. For example, and this is what I tell people: we have the leftist government of ours giving weapons to the rebels in Syria. The rebels are using those weapons to kill Christians. Let's not forget what happened in the village of Malula. Malula was a Catholic city, was a Catholic village, one of the oldest villages in Christian history. And they took that village and they took a number of Christians, lined them up, and said, "If you do not convert to Islam, we will behead you." And they were all beheaded. They went into a local store. They took a man and they said to him, "If you don't convert to Islam, we'll kill you." He refused. They slit his throat. They called up his fiancée and they said, "We just slit the throat of your husband, and Jesus never came to save him." This is the diabolical roots of this religion, and to answer your question, the media is not reporting it because the media is of this world, and they are in line with the diabolical, as you know very well.
Sure, absolutely.
And the people in America who are supporting the sodomites, who are supporting the homosexual agenda, which says if you don't accept homosexuality, you're going to get a lawsuit. The state of Iowa just did a lawsuit against the Mennonites because they refused to have a homosexual wedding in their wedding center.
Hmm.
And the same people who want to persecute Christians in America are the same people who are supporting the persecutors of Christians in the Muslim world. And this, I believe, is not a coincidence. I
No,
don't
no,
believe it's.
no, not at all, not at all. If you elevate all of these examples to the spiritual plane, which is really that's really
Yes.
where it resides at the beginning and the end of the day, it's not very hard to figure out what's going on. Do you think that there is uh, a growing awareness, enough of a growing awareness among Catholics and other Christians about what actually is going on in these countries,
There, well, of course, there is an awareness because people like myself, we're talking about this almost on a daily basis.
sure.
But the question isn't awareness. It's more so, is there enthusiasm to help the cause?
Hmm.
Because I can tell, I've told many people about persecution, and most of them don't really care. So the question isn't awareness. The question is more, do they have zeal? Do they have enthusiasm? And the answer is most people really don't, on both sides, Protestant and Catholic. And I have talked to for example, I have talked to a Catholic priest one time, and I asked him. I said, "Listen, let's do something for the persecuted. Can I just talk to your congregation? Can I do something to raise awareness to get people to join this cause?" And they don't care. I mean, they'll tell you right there. Listen, we're not interested in this. We're not doing this. This is not our calling. Our calling is to do mass every day. And it's like, well, yes, do mass. Yes, of course, talk about Our Lady Mary, but I think Mary would like for us
Yeah.
to help her children. So let's get one thing clear: to help the church. And another thing, we've talked to pastors on the other side of the coin, and I would say out of all the pastors that we have talked to within all denominations, well, not all, but within a scale of denominations, I would say only about one of them has actually openly helped us in our cause.
Let me ask you
Um,
something, Theodore. We just got a couple of minutes left, so people can understand kind of the process. So
sure.
the website again is rescuechristians.org.
RescueChristians.org.
Right, I've
Yes.
got it up on my screen right now, my big screen here, because I have glasses, and if I don't have a big screen, I have to put on glasses. So if we're looking at that, and somebody says, "Okay, so how much money does it take, for example, to kind of run what I'm just sort of loosely calling like a born identity operation to smuggle people out? There's probably not some fixed dollar figure. There's probably depends on where it is and who you have to enlist to help and pay off and that sort of thing.
Well, it ranges to answer your question, it ranges within the 1,000. But to the audience, I just want to make this very clear. If you go to our website, you have the option of giving how much money you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you can give $10. You can give 25, you can give 30. It doesn't matter. Just give what you can. Remember the story of the woman with the 2 coins.
Mm-hmm.
She gave what she could, and Christ honored that. Remember the story of the talents. The man says, if only you gave that 1 talent and just gained a little bit of interest in the bank, I would have been satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember we can just give within our limits. We don't have to be millionaires. I guarantee you that all the money that you give will go directly to supporting the families. Because we don't make a dime out of this. We don't make any money out of this. This is a thing that we're doing on the side. We don't make any money. So all the money you give, whether it be $5, $10, $25, and you also have the choice of giving a monthly donation, or you can give just one donation of however much money you want to give. It doesn't matter.
Let me ask you, Theodore. Walk us through. We've got about a minute and a half to go here. Walk us through when somebody gives. Like, what is the process? Like, somehow is everything orchestrated by you guys there at Rescue Christians?
Well, we have a team in Pakistan who knows the terrain. We don't know the terrain.
Okay.
We have a team there, people in Pakistan who know the terrain. We have to give them first thing. We have to get them the legal documents to get out. So we have to give them. Sometimes they're wanted men, so we have to disguise them to illegally get them out. I mean, it is all these factors involved here.
So the money gets used to produce documents, maybe to pay off bribes to get people to look the other way so you can go across the border, all that kind of very kind of covert, clandestine stuff.
It's very much so. Also, we have to pay for airline tickets to get them out.
Sure.
So all these things, all these factors, it takes a lot of money in a country like Pakistan when you have it, like you gave me the experience of yourself in Nigeria,
mm-hmm.
There's a tremendous amount of red tape.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's amazing. The second you start moving money around in third world countries, it's particularly if it's American money, U.S. dollar. All of a sudden there's red flags going up all over the place, and I'm guessing this is quite the complex operation.
It's very complex, and to also add to what you just said. It's amazingly because Satan is the Lord of this world. When we want to do evil and useless things, when the church wants to do evil or useless things, it's completely easy for them to do it.
Yeah.
When we want to do a good cause, every difficulty you can think of comes before you.
Yeah. I'm right with you. I understand 1,000%.
Yes.
Theodore, your organization, RescueChristians.org. You can go to it, folks, RescueChristians.org. Advise you, seriously, take a look at this and take what Theodore said to heart. It is our responsibility to help those in need. And here's a legitimate need of helping Christians who don't just need help. They're trying to save their lives and getting out from under what is essentially a very evil regime that we just don't hear about here in the West. So Theodore Shobot, thank you very much, RescueChristians.org. Hopefully some people will go to it here and help you help others.
God bless you, sir.
God bless. Thanks very much, Theodore.